Hey guys, today we're taking a look if a knockoff EOTech is just as good as the real thing. I had some people in the comments saying that these knockoff EOTechs are just as good as the real deal and said that they would never spend the money on an EOTech and would rather just buy these because it is basically the same thing. And I respectfully disagreed with him because it's not. But you know what? I decided I am going to test this myself to prove if this is just as good as an EOTech. And honestly, the results might actually surprise you. So without talking anymore, let's just get right into the testing and I'll show you guys how this damage was caused. Before we start though, put in the comments, I want to know how many drops, how many torture tests you think this thing survived before ended up breaking. So put that in the comments before you watch and see if you're right. And I'm curious to see what everyone thinks before they actually watch the video. Right here at the range to see if the fake EOTech is just as good as the real thing. This is an airsoft EOTech that you can find on like Amazon, really cheap, probably like $50. We're gonna do some shock tests and some drop tests. We'll gradually get harder to see if this thing can handle it. First things first, when you get this thing sighted in, if it will even sight in, we'll start with that and then we will do the tests. Those first two shots were somewhat in the same location, so that is promising, honestly. So let's do some adjustments here. Let's see. We need to go left. This thing is so much like the real thing. It's almost scary. Look at those. Listen to the clicks. You can't hear them because they don't exist. There is no clicks. It just scrolls. So let's go ahead and see if that works. I don't really know if this will even like actually adjust the right way, but let's try that, see if that got us where we want to be. That's not good. It didn't move at all. Let's try, maybe we just gotta do a little more aggressive clicks. Let's go all the way around town. All right, let's see if that moved us. Yikes. It's opposite on here, so I was turning it left and it shot us right, so we need to go right to go left apparently. Not a fantastic start, so let's go all the way back here, woo, and then a little bit left. Let's do that, let's see if that works. This is a great start. I'm gonna go through all my ammo just sighting this thing in. Wow. All right, whew. Okay. Now let's go up. So that's down, so I'm gonna go down because that one was opposite, so I'm guessing this one's opposite. It was. All right, so bloop, 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 bloop. Woo! We're getting somewhere. We're right there. Okay. Actually, I mean, I'm a little surprised. Those groupings aren't horrible. So I want to go right, so I need to go left. This thing is confusing. Right there. All right. Let's hit one in the bullseye. All right, cool. That's good enough. What we're gonna do is we're going to go to 100 yards. We're gonna hit a steel plate and we're gonna see if that is good enough. We'll go from there. If we can hit the steel plate at 100, super content with that. And then we'll start the drop test and we'll continue to do the shooting. I'm gonna shoot, make sure we can confirm the fact that we're on. Let's see. That's not good. I can't. It's already out of 0. I just shot at a 40-yard target. I couldn't even hit that. Let's shoot at a target that is 30 yards away. That's not good. This target is literally like 15 yards away. There we go. Okay. We're gonna go back in and sight this thing in and check the 0 to make sure it didn't rotate. Maybe me smacking it like that took the 0 out of it. We'll try that. Wow. That's way off. So now it's like 3 inches above where we sighted it in. Yeah. All right, so here is the target. So we started right here, and I was actually very surprised at how close the grouping was. And then we went way over here because obviously left is right and right is left. So then we went all the way around town, came to here, and then we got right into the bullseye, which I was super happy with. And then we went back to 100, shot a couple times, and it shot straight up here. So we're gonna try to bring it back down and see if we can't get it back in the bullseye and go back out to 100. Up is down, down is up. I'm super confused with this. So we gotta go down, so we're gonna go up. So let's go like that. Half turn should be good. Let's try that. I probably just threw it completely out of zero by doing that. Let's see where that goes. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, that is not even close. So after shooting far too many rounds of ammo to finally get this sighted back in, we're gonna go at 50 yards here and see if we can confirm a hit, and then we will start to test. I really hope this video is monetized because I'm spending so much money on ammo trying to get this dumb thing sighted in for an optic I'm never gonna use. All right, here we go, 50 yards. Oh, it's already out of sight. Okay, we are gonna give this thing the most obnoxious chance to pass. I'm gonna shoot here. This is 30 yards. Let's do this one. 30 yards. Sweet, we got a hit. Now let's start the test. So first thing I want to do is really simple. I don't want to go crazy and just straight drop this from shoulder height to start with. So we're just gonna straight punch it like that, and we'll see if that shook it enough to take it off sighting here. Kind of horrified to see if this actually did. This is the worst optic. If you still think this thing is just as good, you are insane. We're gonna shoot one more time just to make sure. Okay. We're gonna pretend like that was me, the first shot, and this isn't just going all over the place. Okay. We'll call it a pass. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a low drop here on grass. Let's go ahead and clear the gun. Okay, one shoulder height drop on grass. We'll do it. We'll do it like, yeah, we'll do it there. There we go. Okay. It turned off. It turned off, and the whole housing is no longer on the optic. As you can see here, it shifted. So let's go ahead and shift. Let's shift that back. There we go. We're good. We're good. Okay. All right, we're good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The screws just popped off. That's cool. Let's turn it back on. It will not turn back on. I think we killed it. What? One shoulder height drop on grass actually killed it. It no longer works. That's depressing. That survived way less than I thought it was going to. All right, I'm gonna mess with this, see if I can get this to work, and we will continue the testing. All right, so now comes the real test. We're gonna do it on the stones here. That's a good drop. It's a solid drop. All right, so this is really bad now, but it did protect the optic. It's actually still on, so that's a good thing. Still running a little bit loose, but that's okay. It's still on. All right, 50, no, oh, 30, I think it's 30 yards, I think is what we called it. And the optic turned off. 1 second. There we go, we're back on. It's on night vision mode though. Let me turn that off. All right, here we go. 30 yards. We're gonna try again. All right, 15 yards. Okay. Okay, so we can shoot at 15 yards. Let's do another drop, just for fun. Let's go ahead and drop it again. Ready? Whew, now we're really getting it. So it's cracking right here. As you can see, this housing's really coming off. Let's drop it one more time. Let's do it on this side though. It's a solid one. All right, so as you can tell, that front housing's breaking. This is really coming off. turned off, so let's try to turn it back on here. You know what? This is honestly just getting in the way. Spin it up like that. Oh boy. I think that might have done it. The mounting solution isn't fantastic when it wobbles like that. Oh, there we go. We got her back on. Okay. Man, this sucker just keeps running. This is so awesome. Woo! Sucker is on point. All right, we're gonna go back to 30 because we were able to hit that at 15. Let's see if it just sighted itself back in by getting dropped. No. Okay, now let's go back to 15 here. Ready? Okay, cool. So at 15, this thing's good. 30 and beyond, not so much. Let's see how much this can take. Obviously, this gun has failed. Or optic. This optic has failed. Now we're just doing this because this is fun. I've come out here, we're at least gonna destroy this thing. So she's running. Let's do it right here on this more solid rock. Didn't look good. Oh boy, there we go. So crush the top of that. The glass is still intact, that's pretty good. Your buttons are actually coming out of the housing itself, as you can see. Oh, no, never mind. The glass is completely shattered. She's gone. Let's see, does it still work? Well, you can see the emitter in there. The emitter's actually working, but there's no back glass to see it and reflect reflect it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this one is gone and done for the count. Let's go ahead and check our backup sights. This is why you should get good backup sights. I don't recommend that Magpul plastic PUS are good backup sights, but let's see if the backup sights can at least save us here. There's 30. Let's go to 50. There we go. Okay, so get backup sights if you're going to run this, and you should be good to go. So now after you watch that video and seeing how the optic actually performed, the only thing I'm going to say is if you're going to run an optic just like this, make sure you get good backup sights, because that's probably the only thing you're actually going to hit anything with. This actually performed way worse than I expected. I figured it would stay locked on for a little bit, you know, keep the zero for a while, but it didn't. It just continued to go off zero, and I think really the problem is the fact that the locking system for this is just not super good. So it just doesn't lock into place. The internals are not great. When you dropped it, it turned off. So here's the thing, guys. Buy once, cry once is the real thing. I've learned this the hard way. I have a tote full of parts downstairs of things I never use. I spent a ton of money, probably twice as much as I originally would have, because I just bought a bunch of junk because I thought, you know, it's just as good. It's not. You know, obviously, if you're gonna throw this on like a little toy gun or something you just run out every once in a while, or you want to buy a cheap optic for a gun that you're not going to trust your life with, or a home defense gun, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having range toys and having fun. But the thing is if you have 3 AR-15s with junk optics and your home defense gun also has junk optics and accessories, you need to make sure you have one gun set up that is really dedicated to what you need it for, protecting your life, protecting your family's life, home defense. But you do not want to skimp on things like optics, flashlight, and the accessories that are on your guns. Get the products that are trusted. If you cannot afford an EOTech or an aim point or the really expensive optics, there's nothing wrong with that. There are still really good optics on the market that are still lower cost. HoloSun, Primary Arms, Vortex makes really good optics, and you can still spend around that $200 mark. Is it the best out there? Absolutely not. Is it really good? Is it going to do what you need it to? Yes. And you're still going to be spending a little bit more on something you could trust your life with, opposed to something like this where it is not going to work. Just trying to make sure that you spend your money the best way possible. So if you guys want to help out the channel and the things I do here, a couple ways to do that down in the description. There are some discount codes from companies that I trust you can use. There's also a link to my website that you can also help me out a lot as well. So I appreciate that, and thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. If there's anything else you guys want to see tested, any other durability tests, please let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to try to make make that happen for you. I was really happy to do this video. It's honestly a lot of fun. Thanks to Radical Firearms for sending this rifle out. This is the testing rifle that I do all my durability tests on. Basically, when I'm doing drop tests and everything, I just use this gun, I beat the crap out of it, and then take it out and do all the testing. So it's pretty cool that they sent me a gun to basically just do that. So it's been a lot of fun to be able to do that. So thanks to them. Thank you to the channel sponsors, Howitzer and TA Targets. Howitzer is a clothing company that donates 5% of proceeds to charity, which is fantastic. And TA Targets makes the targets that I use out of my range, and they are the best that I have used personally. And you can use code TacticalVisor to save 10% off. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you all.